gentlemen. I'm gonna wait a minute until people are notified that I'm live. Oh boy. Let's see if there's some firewood in the background. Oh. Oh. I'm about to start talking. I'm just turning on some background noise. Just gonna play a fireplace video. But yeah, this video is about dealing with depression in a spiritually dead world. Hopefully the audio is working. I don't know, I kind of move a little closer. It's not so far. There's a Jesus or Jesus, I don't know. BD9IW. Hi. Hello. Good evening. I just got back from the movie theater. I went to go see the drama for a second time. I didn't really like it as much as I did when I saw it the first time. I liked it a lot when I first saw it. But I don't know. I feel like Zendaya still kind of. And I know I was praising her yesterday in my last live. You have a girlfriend? Uh, no, I wish. But unfortunately, nope. But yeah. Yeah, I thought that. I mean, I still like the movie, but it, you know, Zendaya still kind of doesn't really capture me that much. She's still kind of mediocre. But I think that she's good in some scenes. But, you know. But yeah, I went to the theater because I just wanted to get out of the house. I'm trying to process my uh, emotions right now. I am a girl and I live in Mexico and I am 27 years old. Well, I mean, I appreciate that, but I'm just now mentally just I don't want to be in no commitments. I can barely keep myself together, but yeah. Usually I am in a good mood. It's been a long time since I've been like down. Jesus loves you. Were you in the Navy? Nope. I tried joining the Army, uh, but that didn't work out. But yeah, I hate the feeling of depression because it's not like I don't know something about how I feel depressed is like it hits me like a cold. Like it's like you can't just get your mind off of it. Even if it like mentally doesn't bother me, it's like a pressure. It's like something I you know. It's like a weight. You know. Depression sucks. Yes, it does. It's like and then when I went to the theater, it's kind of like when something bad happens to you, and no one's there to like console you or nurture you. You know, it's kind of like you feel alone, like really alone. I went to the theater, and usually I don't mind being alone, but it's just like I just felt like everyone around me just felt like alien to me. Like I don't know, it was something about today that just felt so weird. How do you how you doing? I don't know what that is. But yeah, it's just man. I just wish I could just I don't know, man. It's like I don't even have the urge to talk to people sometimes. You know. I mean sometimes, it's like all the time. Like I know and I know a lot of people like you have to put yourself out there if you want to, find friends, be in a relationship. You know, and you know, I used to really want friends and social groups and all that, but I don't know now. It's just as I get older, I just don't really have the desire, and especially now with you know how I feel. Yeah, and it's not like I'm trying to be a Debbie Downer or anything, but it's like, man, and it doesn't help with the state of the world and stuff. But it feels like a lot of people just don't care, and it's like it's hard enough that the world is bad, but it's even harder when you can't find people who care, you know. Go hike one of the long trails and you'll meet tons of people that have been waiting to meet you. Hey, just want to let you know Jesus loves you and he cares about you. Have a great day. You, you have a great day as well. Sid, Sid the hunter. Alcohol is depressing, my friend. When I quit alcohol, my depression went way down. Yeah, I know it's depressing, and I should not be drinking. I even I told myself I was going to go straight edge, but something happened a couple of days ago that really, you know, pushed me out of my peace. And I know it's no excuse. Listen to the Quran, play it on speaker, it will heal your soul. Mm, music can heal even rock. I've been listening to this band Fowls Fowls. It's like Foals. They're like a popular English band, and cause I can't listen to like gangster rap. I used to make rap and stuff, and Now I haven't had the urge to make music like that because just spiritually it just depresses me, and I just been listening to a lot of uplifting music. And but I think I usually my depression stems from like relationships. Is like giving putting my heart or investing my heart into someone, and you know all the signs kind of showing that it was never going to work out, but ignoring all those signs, and because you're just being lonely is just sometimes you just kind of get desperate, and it's just like and I know a lot of people don't like that because we have all this manosphere crap nowadays that you gotta be this alpha male, and it's like, bro, I don't give a fuck about trying to be all that nonsense. It's like, bro, life is life. It's like I'm at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and it's like you can only take so much. And I think there's not a lot of people that open up, and I think that's why people are not, you know, real with each other. It's so performative, because we all want to look strong, we all want to be perfect, and it's just like I wish people would be just honest and be like, yeah, man, it sucks. Depression sucks. It's really like just be. It's like I don't know. It just feels like everybody's so performative. Everyone thinks they were meant to be together. No one even thinks they were meant to break up. Don't be afraid of being yourself. Yeah, that's the thing. If it's weird, cause it's difficult. It feels like it's just like things are just so unnecessarily difficult. Cause even when when I'm trying to just be myself, it feels like I get more enemies. But when I fall in line, well, that's just the way it is. I think people are jealous to see you in your true persona. Because it's like you're really in your power. You know, and it's just like even because like it's hard because if I cut off and I'm very disassociated from people, I feel like I'm being watched by everybody, and it's like almost like people are giving me this attitude of who you think you are. But then when I try to be friendly with people, or I'm trying to socialize, I get this weird vibe like they don't want to talk to me, like they got an attitude of me. Even the cashier yesterday, I remember like I like you know she was like a pretty cashier, or it was at the theater, and I had an order I was gonna pick up, and I was trying to like I said like thank you. I kind of like gave her eye contact, and it's like she didn't even like look at me in the face. So it was almost like this, like almost like she was like almost like I'm not interested attitude. It's like, why are you being so and it's just like, and it's like you don't even have to flirt. It just feels like people are just like standoffish, and like it's just. But then it's the most meatheadish people get like all the attention, and it's just like I just feel like I'm not from this world, man. It just feels like it's like Groundhog's Day, and it just feels like everything is just too damn complicated. I feel like things should be so much more simpler than this, and it just feels like things are too complicated. You know, there's not enough love. You know, and there's people out there that care. I see it. And maybe it's just something with me. Maybe I'm just not. Something's wrong with me. I don't know. That's the thing. It's like I just feel like something's off. And maybe people say, you should go to therapy and stuff, and I'm like, I just think that even going to the whole idea of even going to therapy is depressing to me because then it's like I got to pay someone to like listen. Like you can't just meet people in life that genuinely care. And then sometimes I meet people that are nice and considerate and they listen, but it's almost like they're, I don't know, they want a solution to things and they try to give you these like like these like quick answers to your problems, and it's like, I don't know. I just think people people just don't have patience for one another anymore, unless it's like they're all part of the hive mind, which I feel like is like, unless you're part of this hive mind, because I just don't feel like a connecting by. And I still have faith. And it's like, it's not like I've changed. It's like I still have faith. It's just, it's hard to be alone. And it's like, because I really enjoy socializing. I really enjoy friends, and and when I was in a relationship, I love romance. I love being close with somebody. I love feeling like intimacy and stuff. But I've had two. I've had my heart broken 2 times, and I feel like now it's hard to even trust anyone. Because it's too much work getting your soul, your spirits back up, just to have someone break it in like seconds. Like you invest so much in somebody just to have them just like break it in like a second. You're never truly alone. Yeah, thank you. I really, yeah, we're not alone. There's other. I'm not the only one going through this. You know, the third heartbreak is always the best one. Matthew 28. Truly I am. Is very in the age. You gotta build yourself back up first, homie. That's You gotta build yourself back up first. I think that's the problem, is that I didn't I wasn't done getting over the first heartbreak, and then I jumped into something else. And I think that, but that's the thing. Sometimes people show up in your life, and it's like you get like invested in them. And the thing I get upset with is like, I never play with people's heart, because I understand what that does. Like if you're wasting someone's time, like I would never, if a girl was into me, and I wasn't into her, I would never play with her like that. I would never be like, oh, well, maybe, or thank you for the compliment, or giving any signs. Like I'm very clear, like I'm kind, but I can make it clear that I'm not interested. You know, but where I met some, you know, females that they play along, like they'll play with you, and they'll take the compliments and stuff, and they'll, and then even like the girl I knew years ago, that broke my heart. I even told her, like, when I didn't have a car at the time. I was like, once I get a car, I really like to take you out on a date. And then she was like, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like saying stuff like that. Literally making you think, oh, she is interested in me, and then you get so invested, and then people kind of just dash you off, like, okay, I was just kidding, and it's just like, what the hell, are you people even real? And I know that I was saying before, it's like you gotta leave this world behind, you gotta be your own person, man. Under black women. Read chat. Women don't want to hear your ex broke you. I don't know what that means. Women don't want to hear your ex broke you. I'm actually an AI chatbot. Are you on drugs? You should eat some good food and take care of yourself. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing better than I could be. I'm doing better. You know, I know that I could be a lot worse. That's why I got up and I went to theater because I just wanted to get out of the house. Because I think it's good to stay moving when you're not in a good mood. You know, it's like you can't wallow, and that's the thing, you can't wallow in pity. I mean, and that's the thing, I'm not like that kind of person that's like a defeatist. But I just think that we don't talk about our how we feel. And it's like, and I think it's just we kind of culturally like have normalized burying our feelings inside. And I think a lot of times it's from people being like, I just don't want to deal with that, man. And it's just like, but I think for me, when I think personally, when people open up about their like their troubles and what's really bothering them, it makes me feel like more I can relate to them more. Like, oh, you're human, okay? It's like when everybody's acting like, no, I'm good. No, I'm good, man. I'm good. It's just like, but we could tell none of us are good. So we're just sitting here like performing strength in front of everybody, and it's just like, this is not living life, you know. It's human. Was it not? It's human hurting humans. Hence, bottling and lack of modern empathy. Guy looks like historically accurate Jesus. Yeah, I saw it. I'm not Joe. I'm not Jesus though. I'm definitely not Jesus. Uh, I mean, I might be alone like Jesus was. That's just like, but, and which the crazy thing is like, I've never really even had like a solid girlfriend. Like, it just feels like I'm very picky about who I invest my time with, and then I put all my heart into somebody, and then they, you know, it just feels like I'm in an alien world, man. It just feels like people don't. It's just, I don't know, man. It just feels like empathy is just not a commonality. You know, maybe that's the way they want us to be. Maybe that's the way they want the world to be, is just unempathetic. Keep your essence. I'm gonna try. You look like you should be in the 70s. Maybe that's why you feel out of place. Yeah, a lot of people said I have an old spirit. Like, a lot of people say that I have like a spirit of like an old man. Like I'm not from this time period. And I've said it feels like I've lived a past life or something, because it's like I just don't feel like I'm from this time period, man. I feel like there's no honor, there's no love, there's no, and there was bad stuff back then, but now it just feels like it's like cool to be cold. It's cool to be cruel. It's cool to just, I don't know. I got in a car accident 2 years ago, and I truly sometimes wonder if I actually died in that car accident, and this is all just one big illusion. Yeah, because it is scientifically proven that your brain secretes like a chemical before you die that slows everything down. So I think theoretically, um, you, you know, you could live like a whole life. Hold on one second. Is that my other phone? Yeah. You could live a whole life, in that state before you die. That in that state between life and death. When your brain is finally dying. I know that might be complicated to understand, but you're an empath as well. Well, I'm alive. I know that. I love your energy. You are a good person with empath. Thank you. You know, I try to be a good person. I know I'm not perfect. Give me one second. I gotta turn my alarm off. It is 8 o'clock p.m. right now. I have a question. What's that? In God, you are perfect. Yes, I just, it's like, it's hard. I know I said that you have to leave this world behind and stuff, but it's hard. It really is because it's like people are so like symbiotically connected to the world, and it's like it's even in the Bible. It says it's not healthy for a man to be alone. And it really doesn't feel healthy. It feels like I'm being isolated. That's the thing. It doesn't feel like I'm isolating myself. It feels more like I'm being isolated from people. And it just doesn't feel natural. It just feels like something, it just feels like I'm living in an artificial world. You know, and it's like, it's a double, it's like a double-ended sword. It's like, one side is like, okay, ignore the world to find your peace, you know, but it sucks because you are going to be lonely, and you're going to have days where you're very, very lonely. And then the other side is, okay, join society so you get some friends, but then it hurts because you realize that people are fake, so it's just both sides are just this wheel of pain, and it's just like, it just feels like we're living in a prison planet. It really does. It just world feels like a prison, a spiritual prison. It's born like this. You are good people. You will have good friends. Feminism is insane. I can see things most people can't see. God has given me a blessing. I used to be just like you. I used to swear I used to do stuff I shouldn't. He showed me the light. Jesus loves you. Repent. Particularly, patriarchy is to blame. I swear AI is getting worse. Jesus loves you. I repented. I have brain cancer. I don't want resources. Ugh. But that's the thing, it sucks. It just sucks, man. It sucks not having someone to trust, you know. But I'm still grateful that that I can trust myself. See, that's why you have to be honest with yourself, because in the worst times, you know, if you have your own integrity, if you have your own, confidence in yourself, I think that's the thing that can get you through the bad times. And That's why I just trying to, and I think it's not good dwelling on anything. I'm trying not to think about it, but well, it's just like even the way people talk, man. It's just like I don't know, man. It's like I understand. I kind of understand. I really do understand why people take their own life. I'm not gonna do that. Because I just there's always better days. There's always better days, and I know I have the strength to push through. But I definitely understand why people do take their life. I had a coworker that I used to work with. Um, um, he was like a team lead or something like that, and he committed suicide. And I never thought he would. He seemed just very okay. He didn't seem like he would be capable of doing something like that. One day he just didn't come to work, and then rumor was going around and that people were like, yeah, such and such killed himself. And I'm just like, damn, you know. And that's the thing. It hurts me to see others hurt. And I feel like we just cared. We have more people care. The world would be a better place. You know. That's what I'm really thinking. It's just like, man, so many people are just not gonna make it in this world because it's just people don't have empathy for one another. And I think our special ability as humans is our empathy for one another. Our ability to negotiate and come together and work together. And it's just, man. I'm telling you, Jesus is the only one that give you the rest you need. I feel like I am blessed. I feel like I do. I mean, I do feel strong. I do feel like I don't feel defeated. Trust me. Like 7 years ago, when I had my first heartbreak, my first extreme heartbreak, I was so I was emotionally destroyed. Like I couldn't eat. I was literally I couldn't get out of bed. I had no will to do anything. The closest that was like the most like suicidal I was ever in my life. Honestly, like that was the closest I was. Like, and it was the first time I was living on my own. And it was just like I felt it was just a perfect storm of so many things. It was like worrying about my family if they were okay, and then having that happen where it just felt like I was ice. Like I just you know I don't know. I wish I had answers. And I feel like so many people talk and act like they have the answers to things, but it's just I feel sorry for people that really are lonely. And it's like I could sense. The thing is, I'm very like I have a lot of like I'm very sensitive to people's energies. You know, and people say that Capricorn, since I am a Capricorn, people say that Capricorns, that they give off like frequencies that affect everybody's emotions as well. Like, if I'm sad, I feel like I make everybody else sad. If I'm happy, it feels like I make everybody else happy. You know, and also I am able to feel people's emotions as well. Like I could tell if someone's depressed. I could tell if someone's wrong. I could tell if someone's lying too. Like if someone's up to something. I could sense it. Uh, but then, and it's really like I feel like I'm not in this time period. It's like, yeah, I really need to get a moderator for real. Let me see. I don't even know how to do that because that's kind of I'm getting tired. I'm gonna add as add moderator. Yeah, I'm gonna make you a moderator. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like 40, 40, 27. You know, that's the thing. It's like it's like there's no communication here. It's like there's no like I don't know. It's like people just want to be in these perfect relationships where there's no drama, and as soon as things don't go according to plan, it's like this immediate aggressive reaction of like, "Why are you ruining my peace?" And it's like, dude, I'm not trying to ruin your peace. This is just we're going through reality. It's like we need to work together to get ahead. And it's but people just want. That's why a lot of these people want to be in arranged marriages. Like a lot of these people that are married, honestly, they don't have no chemistry together at all. Like most people I see in marriages, they just like it just looks like some it looks like some like TV sitcom or something. Like these people don't have any chemistry, and because it's all transactional. And most of these marriages are literally just arrangements. Financial arrangements. You know, because people would rather be in an arrangement, you know, than be in a relationship. Arrangement is like a job. A relationship is like a messy, you know, bond. And I think a real relationship is going to have its ups and downs. You know, you know, a transactional relationship is going to be just a flat line. And usually those kind of relationships, you're both running off and doing, you're both usually having affairs, and like behind each other's back because just like you're not even in like I've literally talked to people that say they don't even like their significant other when they're married. And it's just like, why are you married? That doesn't make sense. And it's like how people are just like comfortable, like just not having passion. And then there's people who they don't appreciate the good things that they have. If they have a good partner that's kind and considerate and loving, you know, people will literally act like on board. They're not surprising. They're not, challenging me. They're not, it's just like everybody wants to like live in a movie or something. Like everybody's just like the things people say is like I feel like it's just like, do you even hear yourself? That's why I'm just like, man, I just don't feel like I relate to these people. Like literally, it's like, and I mean, it's like 90% of the people I meet, it's just they act the same. It's just like they're literally like, I feel like sometimes people are made off assembly lines in a factory somewhere. No, I'm not saying all women are bad. No, no, of course not. Yeah, not all women. I mean, I am pretty sad right now. I don't know. It's just, oh, I hate this. I hate feeling like this, man. It's like this, like, it's like I can't shake it off. That's the thing I don't like about being sad, or depressed. It's like depression is like, and I think I have like, because my mother is clinically, she is diagnosed with like depression disorder or something like that. I think I do have a disorder with depression, but I don't necessarily think so because this happened. I felt like this after this thing that happened to me a little while ago, like a couple days ago. And man, it just sucks because it's like it makes it harder to trust your eyes. Because when someone you love betrays you, it's like the next time you see someone you find beautiful or you're attracted to, it's almost like you have that. It's like that's the thing I hate the most about people who screw someone over, like romantically, or break their heart. Is that you make it where that person can't trust the next person that's probably better for them. Then now you're making them paranoid. Now you're making them, question everything and like, oh, I like, and like someone, the next person they're with probably won't ever, probably it will do everything right, but they're always gonna feel like, are you betraying me? Are you good? When's the next when's the next shoe gonna drop? So even when you have a good relationship, then you're probably gonna ruin it because of your insecurity, because of your past relationships. And that's why I don't like how people treat each other because like people are so inconsiderate of other people's heart. Like they don't care. Like they could break people's heart and just be like, it is what it is. You know, you carry the trauma over. Yeah. Um, are you okay? I am okay. I mean, that's another thing. Is like, I don't think because you're depressed or you're sad that means you're not okay. It's a human emotion. It's just and I think that it's easier if we talk about it and we process it. And I think you get over it, by processing it. You know, I think when you act like it's not real, that's when it becomes bottled up, and that's when it becomes toxic. That's when you become, you know, I was, well, I could use myself for example. Like back then, I was drinking to the point I was blacking out and stuff, and like I was just extremely reckless with my life. I just I didn't take my job seriously anymore. Um, that's why therapists will help where we may fail. I've been there and still there now. Yes, you're right, and I've been really considering going to therapy because it's like I really do need to talk like with a professional, you know, because I feel like I would like to know a strategy, a mental strategy in like controlling my feelings because that's the problem I have is I just don't like the feeling of depression. Like but that's the thing is like you gotta kind of go through it too. I don't think it's like anything. It's never like I don't think there's an easy way. That's kind of like the scary thing. A lot of people don't want to recognize about sadness and depression. Is like there's no easy way. you know, Everyone makes mistakes. Worth 100,000 attention. You're not a bad person, even if you were reckless. Uh, I cast a spell on this thing. Never control. Are you out of on parole? I it's just sometimes it's hard to feel like you know, what's the purpose? You know, I remember watching this movie. I think it's called Invisible, and it's just like this guy. He's like I think a ghost or something, and it's just like he's just going by watching everybody around him. And sometimes I kind of feel like I'm a ghost. Like it just feels like I'm not part of this world. And I mean, I don't really want to be because the world is pretty messed up. But then it's like, why? I don't know. I just, oh, I feel the same. It's- mm, yeah, and I think a lot of us, I think there's a lot of people out there that feel like us, that feel the same, and it's just like, I wish the world was ran by people with, you know, integrity, like with honor. It just feels like the people at top are just completely evil. And it's just hard. It's hard to be optimistic, man. I think that's my thing. It's like I'm not even really depressed about what happened to me recently, as much as it's like it's kind of like the world, the state of the world. This is like it's hard to be optimistic because it's like it doesn't look like it's getting any better. It looks like and it's just like you know I wouldn't and I've always wanted to have children, but now I'm like, I would not want to bring a child into this world. This world isn't like, it's just, I can't, this world is insane. I just feel like it would just be like, what would I even tell them? Like, hey, welcome to the world. It's on fire. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. You go and change what's in your control. Don't worry about things that are out of your pay grade. You're right. Don't don't yet. Unless you really. I have one. Wait. Don't yet unless you really want to. Yeah, and that's kind of yeah. I mean that's kind of like how I've always been. With you know you know that's how I've always been. You know with approaching having kids is like I don't want to have kids until I'm in a right relationship, you know, which I don't know if I'm ever going to be and find the right one in this world. And I mean, it's just, I don't know. And I feel like I'm attracted to toxic people a lot of times. Like, it doesn't make sense. And that's the thing. People always say, like, oh, I'm always attracted to the crazy ones. But it's like, I don't think we go after people who are crazy. It's just that when you get to know them, then you start, like, when they get comfortable, you start noticing things about them. It's like, what is this? Like, why are you behaving like this? Thank you for the moderation, Archangel Sparta. Thank you so much. I'm glad. I'm gonna. It's just because I do need moderators. I am tired of the people jumping on chat, just repeating nonsense. It's just ridiculous. But I'm just trying to be positive, because I love making positive content, you know, but at the same time, I want to be real and you know tell you how I feel. I think there's so many YouTubers that are like performing, you know, and it's like, and that's why people I think don't get me when they first see me. It's almost like they see like I've always been called weird because I think it's to people being real is like weird to them because they're so used to performative behavior and people acting like they you know that when they actually meet someone who's real, it comes off as like weird. You know, it's like you know, and I had a good childhood. You know, it's better than a lot of kids. That live in like third world countries and stuff. So it's like, but still, I had my family had times where they were arguing and stuff, and I think that kind of made me feel like I always wanted to have control of my peace. Like I always, and I always wanted to be in a relationship that was peaceful, and whenever I fell in love with someone, I always gave them my heart, like, and I gave them the best of myself, like try to be as real and kind as I could, you know, just so that we never got to, so just, just so that whenever just in case if anything happened, they knew that I genuinely cared about them, that I wasn't just, performing, like, I think that it's just like it's hard. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm trying to process things in my life right now mentally. Doesn't really help that I went to go see the drama. That movie's pretty depressing. It's pretty depressing. I mean, it's not like the whole movie's depressing, but I think just I think it's relatable for me what I'm going through right now. Just I don't know. Let me see go up and catch up a little bit here. Hey, did you ever do? Much love from where is that? College, Washington D.C. I think you're in one of those times where you can't be codependent, worrying about other people. Just do you and enjoy yourself. You're right. You're right. And it's all in your head, man. Depression is really all in your head. And it's like, man, and it's something that someone told me is like, if you want to be happy, you have to smile, And even if you don't want to, it's just something it does to your brain. If you smile, it really does, like, affect your positivity. It makes you more positive. It's just, yeah. You're right. Yeah, that's it. I have a lot of work I gotta do, like on my channel. Like I got a bunch of videos. Yeah, I need to edit and stuff. I know that's what I'm gonna be doing to kind of get my mind off all the sad stuff. Um, I like to read because I got these books here that I need to start reading. And my phone alarm's going off again. One of my coworkers gave me this book. I need a. It's like a manga. I need to start reading it so I can get back to her. I've just been so just tired, and but it's pretty interesting. I liked it. And then I got this book, Searching for Your Ancestors. This is a pretty interesting book I read. It's pretty much just about it's like this guy that is like what is he, like a geologist? That's so either way, he just is like he specializes in finding people's like their family roots, you know, and where they originate from, where their ancestry. And it's a very interesting book. I highly recommend you guys check it out. Um, I have this is one of my coworkers gave me his Bible, King James. There's like a study Bible, King James Bible. Um, and sometimes I study. I look at that sometimes. My grandma gave me this book. When you don't know what to, what do you what when you don't know what to pray. I guess is like what you don't when you don't know what to pray for. I haven't read that yet, but I'm gonna check that out eventually. One of my favorite books is Sinister Forces. This is a very interesting book. I highly recommend you guys check this book out. They troll in timeout. You got one more time. Yeah, please. If like these people that keep coming back bringing that nonsense, you know, it's like I'm getting. It's just like, guys, please stop. You know, how old are you? I'm 30 years old. I just turned 30 in January, last January. No, it's when. No, it's when you don't know what to pray. Yeah. My man, if you can see through the yes, that's a sour thing at first. Trust me, someday you'll just laugh at it all. Not going to be fair sometime soon. Might as well laugh at the irony. That's my favorite way of looking at things, honestly. Was that Vincent BC 5796? Yeah, that's the best way looking at life, you know, is laugh at it, you know. I think my dad told me something about like that, you know, like, you know. And, you know, I heard that, you know, from others, you know, it was like you had to laugh at things too. You know, you can't let this stuff, you know, wear you down spiritually. You're, you're an empath. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Because you're not doing any laughing. Well, I'll try. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's like it's so ridiculous that it is laughable. You know, things are so ridiculous that it is laughable. You know, but you know, that's why I you know. I'm trying. I just don't know. I'm trying to think right now. It's just sometimes I get a little too overwhelmed mentally, and it's just like I don't know the words. You know, I had to get a haircut. I'm trying to grow my hair out. I'm trying to grow all my hair out. So bring. I want to like get my hair back. I'm gonna probably dread it out. Or I used to have dreadlocks when I was younger. Like when I was like 10, 7 or something like that. I used to have long dreadlocks. I kind of want to get dreadlocks again. But they're a little just too much maintenance, honestly. I think I'm just gonna have like a afro, honestly. I love cats too. Yeah. Or you have an orange tabby? I think I used to have it. My last cat was a tabby. And give me 1 second. Just 1 second. Just toes. Hi from Denver. Shout out to Denver.
Joshua. Hello. Joshua.
Give me 1 second.
You said 1 second.
Oh my god. What is it, man?
Why are you acting like that? I never treat you like that.
What is it?
When you knock on my door, do I ever scream at you?
Yeah, I'm doing a live right now. So what is it?
Can I have a cigarette,
I don't
please?
have no damn cigarettes. Oh, I just get tired, man. And like I said, everything's a transaction. You know, it's like, it's hard for me to be positive because I have a lot of anger, you know, because people are so fake in this life, you know, and it's like, it's hard to be genuine for people because everybody's just, they're so fake. That's what I'm saying. It's like I can't even like think. Like it's almost like they. It's just. And then people know. It's like and that's another thing. It's like when people know you're going through something emotionally, they don't care. It's like they just keep the same routine. Like they just don't see what you're going through. Like if I saw someone I cared about clearly going through depression, it's like I will give them their space. I will talk to them and like console them. It's like you still got people out here still trying to get things out of you when you're like you have like you're broken, and it's like it just feels like at times I'm like, are you people even human? You know? It's just like I don't understand that. It's like I feel like I'm not even the same species as a lot of these people. It's like, because like literally people can see you at your worst, and they don't even have the empathy to be like, yo, let me give this person some space. Let me like console them and be there for them. You know, no, it's just it's always a transaction. You know, and I'm telling you, man, I really do see why people take their own lives. Because it's like people really just don't care. It's just they're just so for themselves. They're always just trying to get something for themselves. You know, and it's like, man, and I try to love people. I try to be, you know, and then people, and then when you get, and see that's the thing, when people use you, and then they test you and test you, and then when that you get overwhelmed and you get pissed and you start getting really like hateful, then they want to turn around and say, why are you being so hateful? Why are you being so mad? It's like it's like it's just crazy. It's just like you're causing this. You're making me like this. you know, it's like you think you could just do what you want to people over and over again, and it's like it's not going to be any consequences, you know. And I say that, you know, it's like I want to get away, you know, and it's just like, but it's like it feels like people come after me, man, you know, and it's like this movie I saw when I was younger. It's called Ghost World. Time to see a doctor. Maybe an earring, and your right ear would help. Is I did have my own place. And now it's just I have an appointment to go and tour an apartment soon. I just really just want my own place. I just want to be alone. I'm just so tired, people. Chat that understand what you are going through. You see them? Yeah. And I really appreciate everyone who's like actually cares. I really love you guys, man. I really appreciate it. You know, sometimes, and that's the thing that's sad about life is like there's a lot. I think there's a lot of good people, but we pay attention to people that hurt us the most. You know, and I think that's the problem is that we give a lot of our energy to people that hurt us the most. You know, and it's like I'm trying to be nice, and but it's just like it's just. But yeah. That was but yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just how long is this? It's been an hour. I think I'm gonna wrap this live stream up. Probably just get some rest. And then when I wake up, I'm gonna try to do some videos. But I just I really want to be positive, but sometimes I mean I just don't. I don't know. I'm gonna say a prayer before I go. Cause I really think it's better for me to pray right now. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the glory and power forever. May you please put a wedge of protection around me, my friends, my family, the ones viewing the chat. Thank you, Lord, for all the blessings you've given me. Thank you for a second chance at life. Please, Lord, give me strength to keep moving forward. Give me the strength to get through this darkness that I'm feeling in my soul and my heart right now. Thank you for all the blessings you've given me. Amen. Do a few shorts. Huh. Your thing is the problem here, and it may help brighten your mood. Huh. You're not alone. I care and wish you all that is good. Thank you. Amen. I really appreciate that. Amen. I don't wish bad on him. I may bring some, but yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna try my best next time to not let the people in the chat get to me. Sometimes people just kind of get on my nerves, and it's just like these trolls. And was Archangel Sparta, the Gothic Gamer. Thank you for moderating today. I really appreciate it. Sorry if it was kind of a boring stream. It's kind of a hangout live today. Next time I'm gonna try to be a little bit more happier, more optimistic. I know I've been kind of a downer, and I don't want this to be a pattern of every time I do this. It's all depressing. Oh man, looks like a photograph. It says. Well, you guys all have a good night. I only send out love and blessings. Stay safe, everyone. Have a good night.